Today I will be doing my presentation on confronting and overcoming failure. I will base this presentation on three main objectives, which are to talk about it, fail productively, and to choose your audience. We all fail at some point, whether it's school, a job, an activity, anything you do in life you can fail at, and majority of people do. In failure, you can have a low consequence or a high consequence. A low consequence is something like a school homework assignment that's only worth a point or so. If you failed that, you could have other assignments to help boost your grade back up, and it wasn't worth that many points. So it's a very low consequence failure, even though you still failed it. A high consequence example would be if you lost your job and you have a family to support and take care of. That can affect a lot more things, so that's considered a high consequence failure. It's important to face your failure and not run from it. If you run from your failure, it can end up catching back up with you again, and you can have the continuously same problem over and over. You have to face it and go through the struggle in order to break through to succeed. It's very important to talk to somebody about a failure that you may have had. This way you can get a different point of view from somebody, and they might have been through the same issue, and they can talk to you how they got out of the problem and help you have a solution. You have to own your mistakes, and most importantly, you have to learn and grow from them. If you don't grow from your mistakes, again, they will continuously happen, and you will never get anywhere. You never want to present yourself as perfect at any job or any place you go, because at the end of the day, everybody knows nobody's perfect. So go ahead and talk about your problems and failures to people that you can trust, of course. If you act perfect all the time to everybody, you don't come off as a very authentic person. The best way is to just be an honest person and talk about life how it really is. Our next objective is to fail productively. Many failures are from complex interactions with people in complex situations. There are many ways you can fail productively, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing. That would be to learn from your mistakes. If you don't learn from your mistakes, like I said earlier, you will repeat the same failure over and over again, and you will never grow from that. Don't maximize your failure in a short term, but maximize it in a long term. Meaning, for example, if you went and saw a tutor for a test you failed, make sure you learn and understand your mistake before you move on to something else. If you just say, okay, I think I got it, or moving on to the next subject, it could come back again and it could be more complex. But if you don't understand something and you failed at it, take your time, go back, and really learn it, because you never know when it can come back again in your life and it can make it all over again. Sometimes this can be a very hard task. You might fail 3 to 4 times, but at the end of the day, it's all about confronting your issue, getting up, and doing it again, because at some point, if you care enough on whatever the subject may be, you will get through it and you will understand it. It just depends how much you want to put in, and you have to use that failure as fuel. Our next objective is to choose your audience. In my opinion, this is one of the most important topics, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to who you share your information with, your wins and your losses. Some people want to see you fail. They don't want to see you succeed. So for instance, if you had a big job promotion or a test you were going to take that everybody thought you were going to breeze by and get an A or get that promotion and you didn't, there's some people that you don't want to share that news with if you didn't get it. Meaning they could be a very negative person or act like they care and they really don't, because at the end of the day, they don't want to see you succeed. You want to go to people that deep down really care about you and want to see you succeed. So it's very important to find somebody that you trust. You need to find somebody who generally appreciates the experience you've been through and generally wants to help you. A good place to discuss this with somebody is, just go grab lunch or go grab dinner or talk with them at lunch on break if you work with them. A good person to talk about this to is someone you have a lot in common with, for instance. If you got that job promotion and you have friends at work that are trustworthy and they want to see you succeed and they want to see you up top and you didn't get it, those are the people you want to talk to because they're going to make you feel better. They're going to give you real criticism that you might need because there might be a reason why you didn't get the promotion or didn't fail the test. Maybe you needed to study harder. Maybe you needed to work longer hours at work. There could be a bunch of different things, but sometimes you want friends that give you that rough criticism that you might need to hear even though you don't want to hear it. At the end of the day, you need to learn and grow from your failure. If you don't learn and grow from your failure, you're never going to succeed and break out of that failure. Just remember that it's okay to fail. Failure is looked at as a bad thing, but it's not always a bad thing if you can learn from it. So remember to confront and overcome that failure, and you'll be successful.